In this episode, I'm going to teach you my YouTube SEO secret strategy. This strategy changes everything. It's the same strategy I used to get Noel Randall to rank at the top here. It's what I used to get Jason Schroeder to rank at the top of YouTube. It's what I used to get Laurel Langmeyer to rank at the top, and what I used to get Paul Jenkins and Nicolene Peck to rank at the top of YouTube. Now, in other videos that you'll find on other channels here on YouTube, you'll find a lot of good theory, but in this episode, you'll find me getting a lot more tactical. You'll come away knowing the how-to, exactly how to get these results, how to get your videos to rank at the top of YouTube. So let's dive right in. In order for you to really understand this strategy well, I use a tree analogy. Now, if you've ever heard the tree analogy before or the leaf strategy before, definitely watch this video. I've taught this strategy for the last decade. Over time, and as the algorithm has changed, we've had to update and improve the strategy. The strategy works even better today. So when you picture this tree here, it has a broad trunk that goes out to the branches, that goes out to the leaves. Well, the trunk represents your core area of expertise, and all the branches represent all the different ways that you can categorize your expertise, all the different things that are a part of that. Well, the leaves represent very, very specific questions that your target audience is asking. And the point of this little analogy is you don't want to make videos on trunk topics. You don't want to make videos on branch topics. You want to find out what the leaves are and focus there. You want to make every episode a leaf title where possible. So let me give you an example. Let's say the trunk of your tree, your area of expertise is nutrition. Okay, so an example of a leaf would be how to calculate nutritional value of a recipe. Okay, I didn't make that question up, but that's one that I did research and I found that people are consistently asking online on Google and YouTube. Or here's another one, how to carry nutrition during a marathon. These are very specific questions, and those are great examples of leaf titles. You would want the title of your video to have a specific question like that instead of a broad topic like nutrition. So this is the tool that I use. It's called the Keyword Magic tool, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use it. This is the tool that I use to find those two nutrition questions. So if you type in real estate investor, just to give another topic as an example, that could be like the trunk or a branch of your tree. When you hit search, you come in here and you want to turn on the questions button first. And then under advanced filters, there's this word count filter that I love to use. I love to start with 8. So that means I'm looking for questions that have a word count of 8, or there's 8 or more words in this question. Now, just turning on those filters, look what I find here. I've highlighted a few: how to become a real estate investor with no money, or how to find real estate investors in your area, how to find investors for real estate flipping, how to find investors for commercial real estate. What I love about this tool is you never run out of topics to talk about. You're going to find a lot of duplicates, and you don't need to grab all the duplicates, but just grab all the unique questions, and also pay attention to the search volume on the right side. So at the top there, I cover that up with that button there. It says 170, 110, 70, 50, and then down at the bottom you see 20. Now that's how many searches there are for this question every single month. The temptation that you're going to have is to go after the phrases or the questions that have the highest search volume, but don't do that. Those are more challenging. Those are more competitive. Those are the ones that you want to rank for, but you're not going to rank for early on. What you want to do is go after the low-hanging fruit. And so the phrases lower down that have 10 or 20, that is gold. Now here's how that's gold. When people are this specific, they go to Google or YouTube and they type in this specific of a question, these people are very likely to need your services. They are looking for your help. And so these are the people that you want to watch your video. So even if only 10 people do that search and find your video, it's very likely that they will become leads in your business. But here's why I call them low-hanging fruit. Because they're so specific, no one else is going after videos with that specific of a title, so your videos are going to bump past theirs and yours are going to rank at the very top. And it's going to happen quickly. When you post this video to YouTube and it has that specific title, you're going to check over the next day or two, you'll go to YouTube, you'll type in that question in the search bar, and you'll find your video will be ranking at the top of search. With that foundation of knowing the tree analogy and what I mean when I say leaf titles, I want to teach you the 5 ingredients of my leaf strategy. So ingredient number 1 is to choose a target branch. Okay, so when you're looking at this whole tree, now we know what the leaves are, but every branch is different. And you can hone in on one branch and a second branch that you can compare it to, and you can see which one is better for your business, and which one you want to focus on to dominate on YouTube. So ingredient number one is to choose a target branch. I'm going to show you an example. So here's an example that I did in 2024 for Noelle Randall. She teaches real estate investing, and this is the real estate investor find branch. All of these questions have those 4 words in them. Now compare that to another branch, real estate investor become. Just a subtle difference. So these 2 branches are right next to each other on that tree. As I showed these 2 branches to Noelle, she looked at this first branch and she said, I've actually filmed a couple of those before, but seeing them grouped like this, I now realize that that is not my target audience. But the become branch, I'm very excited about. She said, I want to rank at the top of YouTube for every single one of these titles. We typed every one of these questions into YouTube to see what her current ranking was. For the branch that's not as important to her, you'll see on the right, we put yes, we put starting, or we put no. A yes means we found her at the top and we didn't have to scroll down, so she's in the top 3. Starting means we had to scroll down, but she did appear somewhere in the top 20, and a no means that she didn't appear. So you see, we actually have a lot of yeses and a lot of startings on this branch, but we're not going to put any more attention on this branch. We're not going to film any more videos here because she doesn't want to dominate this one. For this become branch, you see we have mostly no's, and that actually gets us excited because we knew exactly what we're going to do. We know, okay, here is an opportunity. We're going to start filming a lot of videos on this branch. If you look at the second column here, filming date, we filmed 5 different videos in February, a few more in March, and a few more in April. And let me show you the results. By April 18th, we had turned 2 yeses into 8. So we are ranking at the top of YouTube for 8 of these phrases now. By May 16th, even more yeses. By July 3rd, even more yeses. So now we're totally dominating this real estate investor become branch. So as you do your keyword research and you find different branches like this, you can really pick and choose what branch do I want to focus on, which one do I want to dominate. So that's why ingredient number 1 is to choose that target branch. Ingredient number 2 is you've got to film every leaf on that branch, or the more leaves that you film on that branch, the more likely you will dominate that branch. And if you start with the low-hanging fruit and work your way up to those that have higher volume, it'll be more likely that you're going to turn the no's on those ones to yeses. Now, if every video on your channel is on the same branch, you'll actually have some problems with subscribers. Your subscribers will get bored. It'll be a little bit too repetitive. And the YouTube algorithm is paying attention to how well your subscribers like your content. So we really want to focus on search and focus on this branch in balance with giving our subscribers what they want and making them happy. So ingredient number 3 is we're also going to talk about lead magnet videos and nurture videos. I do have other episodes on my channel where I talk a lot more about lead magnet videos and a lot more about the nurture videos. I also go into a lot more detail on the leaf strategy and of these types of videos in a webinar that I do. I'll reference it up here. It's the leaf strategy webinar at theleafstrategy.com. Okay, let's get on to ingredient number 4. And what do I mean by talking head videos? Just like this video here, it's nothing elaborate. It's not a travel vlog. I'm just sitting here and I'm talking to the camera. I'm teaching you. I'm answering this question for you. So here's an example of a talking head video. I'm smiling because Noelle Randall is filming with pretty much a very similar backdrop. Mine's a little bit wider. The reason that we film in a home setting like this is my filming house. The reason that we film here is because we want it to feel like people have been invited into your home. So we don't use a green screen, or we don't want it to look corporate, but we want it to be comfortable. We want to build a relationship with people that are watching these videos. I've got 4 other points that I want to share with you here about these talking head videos. The target length for each episode should be about 10 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes is great. You need enough time that you can go into depth in your topic and really give value. And you also want enough time that you can build that relationship so that people feel like they've gotten to know you. You also want these videos to be conversational. So instead of preparing a word-for-word script that you read from a teleprompter, you want to just use talking points. So even if you have to pause for a minute, look to the side and find your words, or if you stutter or you use improper grammar, that's how you talk normally. And so just think of it if you were on FaceTime or Zoom with someone, if you were using a script, how awkward that would be. Okay, well, that's the same thing in video. If you want to build a relationship with somebody, just have it be conversational. Now, there's a lot of training that I have on this channel where I go into a lot more depth about the intro or how to begin your episode. You've got to set curiosity hooks. And what that means is if you've got a 10-minute episode, you've got to say something at the beginning to let people know why they should commit to watching your 10-minute episode. You've got to sell them on the value of sticking around, or the value of the video. What are they going to come away with, or how are they going to benefit from watching this video? And then at the end of the video, it's important to have a call to action, whether that's what video they should watch next, or if you have a free gift that you want to offer them. If you're using your YouTube channel for business, then you want to be really clear on what they should do next so that your channel can grow and so that you can generate leads from your YouTube channel. So that brings us to ingredient number 5, and that's quantity. How many of these videos should we film, or how often should we launch? Well, there's actually a range. It used to be years ago, in order for this strategy to work the best, you needed to launch 5 episodes every single week. And many of the channels that I produce, we still produce at that level because the reward is so great. However, in the beginning, if you can launch just 1 episode per week and stay consistent with that, you will see great results from this strategy. The real question on quantity is what goals you have. What do you want to accomplish at the end of the year? Like, how big do you want your channel to be, or how many leads do you want to generate? What revenue do you want to generate? And as you do keyword research and you look at all the different branches, you think, wow, for me to accomplish these goals, if I dominated these 3 branches, or these 5 branches, or this 1 branch, whatever your goal is, that will determine how much work you need to do over the next year. If you want to dominate 1 branch at the end of the year, then launching 1 episode per week for the year, that's 52 episodes, and you'll be able to dominate that 1 branch. But if you want to be really aggressive and dominate as many branches as possible, well then I would set the maximum of 7 episodes per week. So launch an episode every single day. Now that you've had this introduction to the leaf strategy, and if you see how it can be a real benefit to your business and to growing your channel, I'd like to teach you in a lot more depth. And I'd like to invite you to a live webinar that I'm going to do in the coming week, teaching the leaf strategy in greater depth. I produce over 60 different YouTube channels, and we use the leaf strategy on all of them to very great success. I mean, all these channels generate multiple 6 figures, many of them 7 figures, and a couple of them 8 figures just from this strategy on YouTube. This is a great lead generator for business. So if you'd like to understand this strategy in depth and have better clarity of how this strategy can really help you generate leads for your business, go to theleafstrategy.com. I'll see you there.